Welcome, everybody, to episode 9 of Generation Viewpoint. I'm Evan, and this is my dad, Freedom.
Hello there.
So, Dad,
Yes?
before we start out the episode,
Okay.
I think it would be a good idea to give everyone an update of what's going on.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, we are on episode 9 already.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting old, right? Isn't 9 old?
It
Right?
could be.
We're basically in 4th grade.
Yeah.
So that's kind of old.
Yeah, we're definitely not new.
Awesome. And I think that, people probably can hear a difference and things like that, so an update might be good. So where should we start? I guess we should start with, so we started this great podcast not so long ago, and we recorded the first 4 or 5 in my bedroom. How weird is that? And then we recorded the next 2 in Evan's bedroom, which... that's kind of weird, too.
It was even smaller and more uncomfortable, but it worked.
It did.
And that's the first 2 videos, you'll see.
That's right.
We had
Dark sheets
a
and
blanket
blankets.
and a sheet hanging on my walls.
It was amazing. It worked perfectly.
Yeah.
And as somebody said who saw it, and they saw this great light that we have here, they're like, were you in like some kind of a bunker or something like that? So I told them we were. That sounded kind of cool. Like we're recording in a bunker.
Yeah, we have one of those. We're one of those doomsday preppers.
That's right. There you go, man. We got bottled water in a bunker. So, so we have a new location, as you can see here, which is great. And Evan set up a fantastic little studio here. We want to thank Solid Rock IT for letting us have this space of their building here. That was awesome. Right, and you did a great job. You got a good eye for stuff like this, you know?
Thank you.
It's phenomenal. So we have a new setting, and we also have some new equipment. So if you remember back to episode number 1, we talked about using the Blue Yeti to record, which is one single microphone, and we both would huddle over it. And we had that microphone. Should we tell them what we did? It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, you have to tell them because it's such a great story.
So we took the microphone, and we had a cat scratching stand, and we put the microphone on the stand, and then he and I sat in chairs right next to it so we could record in the same mic, and that's how we started.
Yeah, it was an interesting setup.
It was.
Yeah.
So we went online and looked around at what other podcasters are doing, and quite a lot of podcasters recommended these Audio Technica microphones, so we got 2 of those, and then Evan's brother Bryce had a mixer board that we were able to use, and so we've upped our game a little bit to try to get you some better audio and make this
Added
more
a nice
exciting.
setting as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
we
now
started
we're in the
out
groove.
with a bed behind us,
I know.
and then we got this.
Now we got this.
Yeah.
No candle though.
Well, we got this.
That's right.
We
So
got
don't
the
need a
small
candle.
light. Yeah,
We're all good.
Yeah.
So we're excited. You know, our whole goal here is to really bring together a great podcast for you. You know, the goal of this podcast from the beginning was, 1, to bring a smile to your face when you listen to it, to give you some crazy thoughts and what goes through our heads and things like that, and also to encourage relationships and get everybody talking about how we see things different between generations or just from where we come in life, you know, and we both have a passion, Evan, right, for making the world a better place.
Yep.
I mean, that's really what we want. We want to facilitate people in getting better relationships and enjoying life just a little bit more than they were maybe without us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in light of that, there's a video that I saw recently. It was an intro clip that was made by New Spring down in South Carolina. And I saw it, and it was so impactful to me that I actually put it on my computer at work, and I watch it almost every morning just to remind me what I can do with that day. And I want to share that clip with you guys. So, Ev, do you want to play that clip right there?
Sure.
Okay.
History is filled with people who've stepped up in the face of wars, tyrants, famine. Men and women who have changed the world because they refused to step back. History is being made every single day. The only question is, what part will you play in it?
So for everybody who's watching this podcast on YouTube, you just saw that video. For people who are listening to this podcast, it was a video of a young man standing in a hallway with picture frames all around him that were showing live images of moments in history that are famous for people making a difference in changing history. And I found that so impactful because he says something in there that history happens every single day. And the question is, will you make history and will you step up to make history and to make an impact, And I found that very powerful for all of us, to remember when we're trying to make an impact in other people's lives, to remember that we can do that, whether it's through the words that we say, the fun that we have, the hugs that we can give people, talking to a stranger, right? Anything like that. I mean, those are all little things that we can do every day. So I don't know. It's great. So I got a question, though. And here's a question that I want to pose to you, all right? Do you dream of having something or being someone?
Oh, yeah.
Which one? Having something or being someone?
Well, I always hope to be someone.
Okay.
I mean, everyone wants to be someone.
Okay.
No one wants to be no one.
Right.
So, I mean, when I watched that video, like, the first thing that came to my mind was those moments in my life where I think I can do something to make a difference, to become someone
Right.
that other people can be like, wow, if he can do it, I can do it. To kind of encourage.
Inspiration,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking at that video, it kind of just, it sparked that flame again.
Right.
That I want to do something for others.
Yeah.
Like this.
Right. What do you think holds people back from your viewpoint, right? What do you think holds people back? Let's say what holds people in your generation, right? Your age group. What holds them back from thinking that they can be great and make a real difference?
I think fear, as well as usually when you think about people that are people, they're usually older and
So someone who has become something.
Yeah, they became something.
Right.
So we're like, oh, that's far off. We don't need to start now.
Oh. Okay.
So I think that could be a part of it. But also, I think the big one, for me at least, is fear.
Okay. Fear of what?
Of stepping out and being different from everyone else and people criticizing.
Yes.
And doing kind of like that.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense because you read any books about people who stepped out or became leaders and things like that. They talk about over and over how their secret to success in achieving things was to fail more than other people did. People who have the home run, Babe Ruth, the home run record he also had the strikeout record at the same time.
Yeah.
So that fear of being different I can understand that. That's interesting, though.
Yeah.
So what compels, if you had to choose one, then you're saying that becoming someone propels you more than having something. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Do you think that changes over time, or do you think that's different for other people, or what do you think about that?
I think it could be different for other people because people look for material things.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's a hard one. I don't think it's an exact thing.
Yeah.
Because even if I think back to when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
So I could say I was all about material things. All I wanted was yachts, cars. Those were the pictures that I had on the walls of my bedroom, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted those things because I thought that they would make me become someone.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I wanted material things because I thought that would define who I was.
Yeah.
Right? So it was like I wanted both, kind of.
Yeah.
I can tell you, though, that over the years have gone by, those things changed a little bit. The material type things are less motivational to me, and the becoming someone, that will be remembered.
Yeah.
And I'm not old enough to think about when I'm not around.
Yeah.
But you don't know what tomorrow has.
Yeah.
Right. And I wouldn't want to be known for, the car that I drive or the whatever. I would want to be known for, did I make a difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
recently, for me, I was away for an entire summer. So I missed hanging out with my friends for a long time. And that kind of propelled me to kind of think about relationships.
Yes.
And I realized once I came back from the summer that getting different material things lasted. It made me happy for maybe a week of
Yeah.
having it because it's new.
Right.
And everyone loves new things.
Everybody likes a new toy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I would always get so excited about a new toy. But then after a week of having it, then I'm like, okay, I need the next toy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy with that kind of longing for endless things because I'm rather poor. And I like to have new things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I would spend my money on new things.
Yeah.
I'd be happy for a week, and then after that, it's gone.
Right.
So that propelled me even more to go for those better relationships.
Okay. Something that lasts longer.
Yeah.
That you've invested in, and then
Yeah.
it lasts for a long time.
Yeah, and I have, after reading the book Scary Close by
Right.
Donald Miller,
Yep.
it gave great advice at how to do that. And I have noticed a difference because now when I go somewhere,
Yeah.
people come up to me and say hi to me.
Yeah.
And I used to be like,
More withdrawn.
yeah, I would hide from them because I was focused on the material things. But now
Right.
I have been outgoing for those great relationships. And now people come up to me.
Yeah.
And that joy that I get from people coming up to me and wanting to talk to me is way more
Yeah.
than having material things.
I got to tell you, I can't believe you're only 17 because I'm telling you that is like such a great important lesson that took me a lot longer to learn.
Yep.
And probably there's people who are listening right now who are still learning that. And that's just fantastic. You know, your relationships with people are always more important than anything that you can ever hold in your hand. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's fantastic. Good for you, Evan. I'm proud of
Thank
you,
you.
man. I'm proud of you. We got really deep on that one. So
Yeah.
on something lighter, I was thinking about this the other day, Ev. Okay. And as a father, and you are my son, there are certain things that I need to teach you along the way.
Yep.
Okay. There is something that I've overlooked teaching you.
What is that?
Very simple. This is a man skill that every man must learn, right? And that is your technique when you're waiting for your significant other to come out of the mall. Okay? I'm telling you, you're laughing. And I'm sure everybody who's listening is like, what? But at the same time, they're laughing because every guy out there knows. Every woman's like, what are you talking about? I go in the store, I come out of the store. No. Every guy knows exactly what I'm saying right now, Evan. All right? And you've witnessed this because you've been in the car with me.
I have, but
All right.
I guess I didn't think much of it.
Oh, there's total technique to this thing. So
Yeah.
I've kind of defined several of them. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to go over these. All right.
All right.
Because I was thinking about this long and hard because this is a real thing. And I need to teach you, right? I need to raise you up. And this is
All right.
me raising you up. So the first one that I can think of is called the vulture. All right. Do you know why he's called the vulture? If you were to guess, what does a vulture do when it's in the sky?
They fly around and look for meat.
Yes. They fly in circles. So the vulture is the guy who's in the parking lot with his car, and he just circles and circles and circles, waiting for his wife or whoever to come out of the store to pick them up. He doesn't stop. He just keeps circling. That's
Yeah.
the vulture.
Okay.
All right? I don't like that method. Uses up a lot of gas. You're navigating traffic. You got to stop for people with carts. So I don't like that. But some people can't sit still. They do it.
Yeah.
All right? So another one is called the dart. All right?
The dart.
The dart. I have used this on occasion. The dart gets at the end of one of the aisles that points up to the store.
Yep.
And he just sits there straight at the door, looking, waiting. And as soon as he sees, he goes zoom straight towards the door. Like
I've been in the car when you've done that.
I told you, I've used it before. It's not my favorite, but I have used it.
Yeah.
So that's another strategy.
All right.
The problem with that one is that now you're parked out in the middle of the parking lot in what should be a lane. And you know how people drive in the parking lot. They're going across the parking spots and everything. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know? All right. So another one is called the fireman. All right?
Fireman.
The fireman. The fireman, he thinks he's a fireman, and he's going to park in the fire lane right in front of the store because he doesn't care.
Those people bother me.
They drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're in the way.
Yeah.
Right? They're the firemen. Then there's another one. Another one is called the submarine. The submarine parks in a parking spot, but he's between cars. So he almost has to lean forward and use like a periscope to see around the parked car next to him so he can see the front door. Right? And he's got to like peek around and kind of creep out a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And the last one is called the call me. This one's pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah.
This is the guy who goes in the back of the parking lot, takes a nap, and just waits for his phone to ring to be summoned to the front door to pick up his wife. So these are skills. Every man must choose his path, son. See? So you can choose from this list of those. So
what's your favorite one?
You know what? I happen to like the periscope, but I always look for one where I can get, like, there's not a car in my vision.
Okay.
So I can kind of see the front door.
Yeah.
So I prefer that one because I want to be able to park the car, take my foot off the gas or the brake pedal and just kind of relax a little bit.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's what I've got. And the reason why you need to know these, though, Ev,
Yeah.
okay, is very simple. Because what really is the definition of a few minutes? Because when she gets out of the car and says, I'm going to go in the store, I'll be a few minutes, what really does that mean?
I think it has multiple different definitions, at least for girls.
Okay.
Because they could say, I'll be just a minute, and then they'll be back in a second.
Right.
I think you have, at that moment, you need to be reading their mind.
There's no such thing. You can't. No, but you can't.
I know.
Do that.
This is what girls kind of expect.
Okay.
They expect you to read their mind of what they're going in the store for.
Right.
And depending on how much they're getting, that's how long a minute is.
So you're saying then that if they came out and you were like, and they were in there a long time,
yeah,
and you said, I thought you said you were going to be a few minutes, you're saying that their response would be like, well, you knew I was going in to find such and such, so you should have known it was going to take me a little while.
Probably.
That's what you're saying.
I think so.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know, man, because there's no way to read another person's mind. I've tried for years. You're supposed to know. You got that right.
Yeah.
But you're not going to know.
No.
So, well, I don't know. That's very good. So, all right. Well, that brings us to the end of another great episode. And once again, we're so excited for you guys to join us and hear the crazy things that go through our mind. And we thank you for being part of our community. And we hope that we are making a difference in your life. And I hope we made you smile today, because that's really what we want, is to brighten up your day a little bit. So feel free to hit us online, and you can see the show notes to the show. And join us on our socials. Give us any feedback. Give us ideas to talk about. So we love talking about the things that you guys have in mind. And boy, Evan's got out his uke. He has become a uke fanatic now. I love it. So the next episode here, we're going to talk about hats, like hats. And what can you tell about somebody by the hat that they're wearing? So we're going to see where this one goes. But on the way out the door, Evan's going to play us a little bitty. Hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we can't wait to be back with you again. See you later.
See ya.